The Ukraine situation is moving very fast. There have been allegations that the Russians have imposed an ultimatum for the Ukrainian forces to withdraw from Crimea. Now, the purpose of this ultimatum, which was subsequently denied by the Russians, if it proved to be true, are related for perhaps two explanations. One is that the Russians clearly want to appear to have humiliated the Ukrainians. If the Ukrainian forces are to withdraw from the Crimea, they will do so on Russian terms and as a completely defeated force. It will also humiliate the West, the Western countries that have tried to stop this land grab. But I think there is also a slightly more optimistic side to it, which is clearly the case that Putin wants to finish this particular confrontation, and he may want to just conclude the occupation of the Crimean Peninsula and stop there, precisely because he may realize that the international situation is getting more difficult. Meanwhile, there are also some diplomatic moves, although rather frustratingly so. European Union foreign ministers have met in Brussels. The NATO alliance has met over the weekend and continues to meet today. And clearly there is going to be some major announcement from the United States very soon. Secretary of State John Kerry is going to be on Tuesday in Kiev and probably spend 48 hours there. And my feeling is that by the end of this week, we will have a clearer American policy enunciated by the President. The President is simply facing enormous pressure and criticism at home in the United States for failing to grapple this situation and to come to terms with what Russia is doing. And so there is an enormous pressure on the White House to start moving to concrete measures against Russia. I do not expect military moves, but I do expect an American assistance to the Ukrainian armed forces and perhaps discussions with the Central European countries about beefing up their own defenses at Ukraine's border. Either way, this is just about the most delicate, the most dangerous period that we have witnessed since the end of the Cold War. The key danger points in the next few days that would need watching is, first of all, any absence of violence in Crimea. If it gets into any violence or any open clashes between the Ukrainian military and the Russian military, we are in a completely uncharted territory. Secondly, any indications about how the secessionist movements of ethnic Russians in eastern Ukraine develop. If they stop or if they recede, then perhaps the danger of the crisis spreading from the Crimea to eastern Ukraine would be over. But we are on a cusp, and almost any wrong move could overturn all the current calculations.